Have you ever heard the old saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain? Well, in 2020, I think that statement is very relevant in Grand Theft Auto Online. We're currently in the longest period ever without a brand new Grand Theft Auto game. That's most likely due in part to the success of GTA Online. As well as fans love GTA Online, but because we have nothing new from Rockstar Games, that's going to cause fans to inevitably hate GTA Online. Today we have 10 reasons why players hate GTA Online in 2020. And I want to thank those of you who chimed in yesterday on my YouTube community tab or channel page where I asked, hey, what are some things that you don't like about GTA Online? Shout out to everybody that joined in on that. And lastly, I'd like to ask you guys to click thumbs up on this video. Let's go for 3,000 likes. Click it right now, and in 5 seconds, there's going to be a really cool reward. Do it right now. Now, was that not the coolest thing ever? Anyways, let's get started with the video. So while these are in no particular order, they're also kind of in a certain order as they all kind of coincide with one another. So number 10, prices. Let's talk about inflation, one of the biggest things to ever hit GTA Online. So I've played GTA Online since day one, literally October 1st or 2nd, I believe it was, 2013. So I've seen it all. And back then, well, there wasn't everything that we have now. The most expensive car in the game was the Adder, which was $1 million. But it makes me laugh every time that I think about it now when you go on to like Southern San Andreas Super Autos and you take a look at like the Lampadati, Michelli. I just slaughtered both those names, but it's like $1.2 million for this little car. Now, granted, we've got way more customization options and things nowadays that we didn't have way back then, but come on, the Adder was the fastest car back in 2013, and that was $1 million. And obviously, there's so many reasons why inflation is a thing in GTA Online. It really just wouldn't be possible without it, but man, I've seen some crazy comparison videos on YouTube throughout the years of inflation, the prices, 2013 versus now. And it really is just insane as far as prices go and how expensive things are, which is what actually leads us to number 9, pay-to-play or shark cards. Those two are kind of the same thing. So it's a good thing, but also a bad thing. So players are given the choice. You can either grind for hours upon hours upon hours for a small to decent-sized payout just to buy a vehicle that you really want, but you now have no money to customize that vehicle, so you must grind even more, or you just buy a shark card, and hey, and you're good. You take the easy way out, I guess you could say. It's what keeps people coming back for more. Either that grind, just depending on what kind of player you are, or purchasing that shark card to customize your vehicles and do whatever you want. So, yes, Rockstar provides us with free DLC, which is amazing, but that's where pay-to-play comes into play. It's just way more tempting to purchase a shark card than grind for hours, at least in my opinion. That's the kind of player I am when it comes to GTA Online, but as kind of a businessman, I understand the logic behind the shark cards. Great, it makes a lot of money. You can't beat that, right? But also when it comes down to the nitty-gritty and playing the game, and just depending on the type of player you are, it can also be very, very annoying. Number 8, griefers. So I never actually knew what griefing was until around December 2017. I went on this stint where I would play GTA Online like more than I ever have in my life. But if someone messed with me, I would dedicate the rest of my time in that lobby to taking out that person over and over and over. It was fun for me. I played by myself online, so I learned how to fly a jet really, really good, and I was very accurate with my shooting skills. Someone even made a Reddit post about me, and I remember finding that a few months later in 2018, but apparently I was a griefer, and that's where I discovered that griefing is a very annoying thing, especially when you're grinding for missions, for hours upon hours just to fail because you got killed by a dude going around taking out everybody in the lobby, and now you get nothing in return, and you just wasted a bunch of time. That's very frustrating. I wasn't that kind of griefer. I would literally be just doing my thing, role-playing in my head, and driving around, and if somebody came up and shot me or blew me up, that's when I would hop in my jet, and it was game over for them. But as far as griefing goes, yes, there are different types, I suppose you could say, and I've learned that nobody likes griefers at all, and because I've never really grinded GTA Online missions too much, I can't relate to the anger and frustration that I'd feel after, grinding and gun running and things like that just to get taken out by a griefer before I was about to get my payout and finish my mission, and so I can understand that frustration 100%. Number 7, everybody's favorite, the Oppressor MK2, the most OP thing to probably ever hit Grand Theft Auto Online. With lock-on missiles, smoke trails, rocket boost, and many other features that some other vehicles like the Deluxo would have in GTA Online, what separates the Oppressor from all of that, I would say, is just the size of it. It's very hard to take out. Players were actually freaking out a couple months back when Rockstar put it on sale. It's just very overpowered, and the size is what makes it so hard to take out. I even saw in an article from Polygon.com, they said, in short, an Oppressor MK2 is like showing up to a friendly game of hopscotch with bionic horse legs that you use to kick the other children, then bound effortlessly away from the authorities. Yes, you win the game of hopscotch, but nobody really likes that, and everyone would prefer you just do something else. Number 6, payouts. So payouts have never really been the best, in my opinion, in Grand Theft Auto Online. I remember way back in 2013 grinding the prison race over and over and over because the payout for that one was like one of the best at the time. But over time, with inflation becoming a thing, which we mentioned earlier on in the video, payouts now would be good in 2013, but with modern prices, the payouts that we get now are still not good. GTA Min even has a great video detailing a lot about this, but really, if you don't play strategically, spend money wisely, and play all the time, and have played all the time for a few years now in GTA Online, your chances of obtaining things in the game are slim to none. It's going to take too long, and that's where shark cards come into play, which for some players just isn't fun at all. So I think GTA Online, and this is just my thoughts, but would be really cool to have some sort of like creator mode, like in Minecraft, where you can essentially get anything that you want in your own separate server and lobby that doesn't save. So every time you log in, you just have to get it again or spawn it in. Number 5, loading screens. Loading screens can take up to like 3 minutes just to get into GTA Online. It can take you to 3 minutes just to get stuck in the loading screen or in the cloud, or it can take that long just to kick you out and make you restart. And it's quite possibly just one of the most annoying things ever. Number 4, not being able to transfer accounts. So originally when GTA 5 re-released for the Xbox One, PS4, and even PC, you could do a character transfer. For example, I started on Xbox 360, transferred to Xbox One, and then PC. But sometime back in, I want to say it was 2016, Rockstar removed the ability to transfer characters. Now, this was actually due in part to modders taking over the game. You mod yourself on the Xbox 360, for instance, a bunch of money, cars, everything that you need, level up, and then you transfer to the Xbox One and you sell those accounts and things like that. So while that makes sense to remove the character transfer, it's also very disheartening for the many legit players out there, which I'd say is about 95% of players who have grinded for years just to have to start over from scratch. I mean, imagine the guys who spent tons of money on shark cards and things like that just to have all that money go to waste. But I guess that's the risk that you take when spending that money on an online game. But honestly, this is one of the biggest problems I've ever had with GTA Online that I'm not actually affected by. Number 3, modders. So modders are a no-brainer when it comes to just about any online game. However, with GTA Online, it can be very, very annoying. Trapped in cages, hundreds of planes crashing servers, etc. With GTA Online actually becoming free on the PC last month, this issue became a lot more prevalent, as on PC, anyone can now just hop on and do whatever they please, as modding is very easy on the PC. In December 2017, I actually modded myself over $1 billion. That way, when I do play, I can just buy whatever I want, because I'm not about that grind life, and I don't really play GTA Online that much anymore, so I like to just log on and be able to get what I want. And I just paid for a legit mod menu. I could do anything that I wanted. I just gave myself the money though, and then like a week later the menu was patched, so I didn't do anything else with it. But the issue with modding comes when you're grinding and you're a legit player, and then some modder comes in and teleports you to a cage, and you'll lose everything that you've been dedicating your time to. Like I said, with your gun running, you're doing a heist, you're about to finish a mission, and some modder just traps you in a cage, and now that, 40 minutes you've spent on that heist trying to perfect, it's ruined. Number 2, no story mode DLC. Now, I've talked about this one before, and I will never pass up the opportunity to mention it. I'm a story mode guy at heart. I love story mode, and I always will. So, Grand Theft Auto Online is great. Don't get me wrong, but GTA Online has taken away from the story mode aspect of things. If it wasn't for the success of GTA Online, we most likely would have gotten a couple different story DLCs for GTA 5, like GTA 4's episodes from Liberty City. Whether it be the Mount Chiliad mystery, the jetpack, or say playing as Lamar, having a bunch of cut content added back into the game. The same even applies for Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar tried to apply the GTA Online success to that game with Red Dead Online. That flopped. Red Dead Redemption 2, an amazing game with an amazing story mode, but instead of ever getting story mode DLCs, that's all we're going to get with Red Dead Redemption 2 is just Red Dead Online. So instead of a GTA 5 story mode DLC, most of that was actually added into GTA Online as a online update versus story mode. Times are changing. That's just where the money and longevity is at business-wise when it comes to games. So that's probably the end of like story mode DLCs. And lastly, number 1, Grand Theft Auto 6. So this actually coincides with number 2 and the no story mode DLC, but the reason that we're going on 7 years now of no new Grand Theft Auto is like 99% due in part to the massive success of Grand Theft Auto Online, which has its pros and cons, okay? Hey, longer period between games, but because of the longer period, we spend more times on the games, and the games are better, which is a good thing, but a bad thing. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, that statement, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's what I think is going to happen to GTA Online. As amazing as it is, we're in the longest drought ever of no new Grand Theft Auto, and reports are estimating that it's probably going to be another 2 to 3 years before we even see a Grand Theft Auto 6. And while fans still play GTA Online, causing it to be even more successful, no matter what, fans will also at some point get really angry that there's no new Grand Theft Auto game. Every Rockstar game takes longer than the other to release, which is understandable because each game is light years ahead of the previous, but at this point it's worrisome because we haven't heard anything about Grand Theft Auto 6. Also, shout out to the Orbital Cannon, can't forget that one, just gonna throw that one in there. But anyways, those are 10 reasons why players hate GTA Online in 2020. Let me know what you think of my list down below in the comments. I want to see what you guys think. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and also giving it a thumbs up. A little love goes a long way, and 3,000 likes would be pretty freaking awesome. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Zach Cox. I love you all, and I hope to see you in the next video.